Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm going to bring you a little bit more of a walk around and a dedicated video for our R34 GT-R V-Spec that we're going to be turning into the Too Fast Too Furious GTR. Now, for those of you here who live in the UK, you'll probably know one of the biggest JDM importers in this country is Harlow Jap Autos, or HJA for short. This was exactly where we bought the GTR from, not only because of their reputation, but just because of the wide range of GTRs that they offer. So it always gave us a good inclination of probably finding a silver one, in this case Sonic Silver. That would be the best fit for the R34 GTR. And essentially the viewing was a testament to the reviews of the brand in terms of its reputation and everything else in terms of the dealership. You know, Arouge took Ryan round pretty much the whole dealership, gave him more of a personal experience rather than just kind of a showing for the vehicle as well. Obviously that would have been the main topic of the day, but again, it's not just about finding a vehicle for someone and selling it to them. It's about the experience that you provide a customer. So thank you to Arouge at Harlow Jap Autos for being so welcoming for Ryan, and obviously putting us towards a very, very good GTR. Now, I know what you guys are all here for. As discussed on my Instagram story, I put a poll up to see basically which car you guys would like to see a first walk around on first. Now, unsurprisingly, I thought it would be the R34 GTR, as it's such an iconic car across the board for JDM lovers and just car enthusiasts in general. So without further ado, let's dive into this. I'm going to take you through some of the spec, the color. Obviously, we've already mentioned where we bought it from. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So as you can see, let's start with a nice hero shot of this gorgeous vehicle. So this is a 2000 Nissan R34 GT-R V-Spec. This is finished in the KV2 Sonic Silver, a color that in terms of the Too Fast Too Furious car is as close to it as possible from an OEM perspective, because obviously we didn't want to completely respray this in the House of Color Platinum Pearl that it is in the film essentially. So if you move round to the side of the car as well, you'll see that it's on a lovely pair of Volk TE37 Rays. Absolutely iconic and gorgeous wheels as they are. Nice little chrome lip that goes round it. And of course, from the side, you'll probably notice that these are Nismo side skirts. So, not as pronounced as maybe some others, but definitely a nice piece to add onto a car like this. And inside those TE37 wheels, as you can see, we've got these massive Brembo 6-pot monoblock brakes. Absolutely incredible stopping power on these. They've definitely been tested to make sure, and they really do stop you under load on that power. Then as we move down to the back, obviously we're still keeping the Brembos in there. Obviously slightly smaller on the rears as you'd expect, but definitely perfect for this sort of car. Not to mention, as you've probably seen as I've just moved over there, you can tell that the car is sitting slightly lower than stock, and that's because we are on Olin suspension. Now, most people know Olin suspension. They're a testament and a leading brand in the suspension world, in the coilover world. So nothing but the best for a build like this. As mentioned about the side skirts that are just over here, you can see that we've also got some genuine Nismo spats as well on the rear. Now, as we move around to this iconic rear end, you're probably thinking, Lucian, what exhaust is this running and what does it sound like? So currently what we're running is a HKS catback system, and that goes through into an Apexy downpipe. It makes the sound of this car really, really refined, really, really crisp, nothing too loud, nothing too leery, and obviously as accurate as possible that we can get to the Too Fast Too Furious GTR in the film. As we move into the interior, you can obviously tell this is fairly standard for an R34 GTR, especially a V-Spec. Nevertheless, still very nice. These bucket seats are still very comfortable for what they are. But for me, what makes this car such a blast to drive just from the cockpit is as we move closer into the dials there, you can see we've got some Nismo 320k clusters. Definitely a rare part, definitely really cool. And like I say, just adds to that driving experience. And finally, probably the piece you've all been waiting for, the party piece in my opinion, and probably the most iconic piece or the famous piece, is Nissan's probably the best engine they've ever produced, which is the RB26 for the GTRs. Now, obviously you can see there's a lot of chrome pipe in here. We've got some really nice intake pipes, as well as an intake manifold by Gredi. There's also HKS GTS turbos, and that's a twin turbo setup. So, you know, known for their excellent response, easy driving, and just linear power. You know, this car's sitting roughly around 500 plus, so a nice safe build, just to ensure that we're not pushing it too much, so that, you know, we can drive it as freely and as you know, as best as possible, so that, you know, we're not having any issues with reliability. Obviously, you won't be able to see them inside this engine either, but we do have R34 GT-R airflow meters just to ensure that the airflow is essentially as modern as possible and as free-flowing as possible. Not to mention, obviously, you can see again some more Gredi stuff here on the front with the front mount intercooler, just to help for that airflow, again, just to make this car, its cooling and its performance much better each time. And then finally, just a nice touch, of course, we've got an Apexy Power FC custom mapped into this vehicle. It's running a reliable about 1.3 bar of boost, and the output is estimated to close to 500 PS. So again, a perfect balance for a fast road build, essentially. That's going to be reliable. So after seeing all that, you guys are probably like, Lucian, when are we getting the kit? When are we getting the wheels? And when are we turning it into Brian's R34 GT-R from Too Fast, Too Furious? Now, obviously that's going to take some time. Some of these cars, you know, some of the parts that we need for these cars, they take a lot longer to find these parts. They're obviously discontinued, or obviously they're very, very expensive. So we need to make sure we find the right ones. Now, we've already got the wheels on order. And we've managed to find a set of HREs, which is really, really good. They're coming from the States and they're currently on a boat at the moment. So they should land with us probably sometime in November, maybe early December. We were hoping to try and get most of it done by Christmas, but obviously timings and everything else, that takes a little bit of you know, time. And obviously finding these things, as I said, is very, very difficult. In terms of the kit, now we have found a supply for that, which is great, and we're looking at ordering that very, very soon. Again, most of these kits now, if you can get them, they're either already made, and obviously they're able to ship over quite quickly, or they're made to order. So we're obviously going to have a made to order one. We should be purchasing the C-West kit from Nengen or C-West themselves. So yeah, we're just doing our research on that, but we seem to have found some suppliers at the moment that can basically fulfill that. Now, obviously as well, you're probably thinking, what's going to happen with that kit when we have it? So obviously the first thing we're going to look at doing is spraying it in the KV2 Sonic Silver, so that of course it matches the car. Then after a little bit of curing time, that's when we can start thinking about, you know, adding the decals or the vinyls. So, you know, obviously the blue sort of striping or segmented striping that goes along the rear. Obviously the striping on the bonnet that goes all the way down through the bumper. And obviously that's a big thing on getting accurate, essentially, because most people, they'll just get the blue stripes and kind of put it on, but it doesn't look accurate at all. You essentially need to get them, you know, as if they fade up. We'll make sure we get that fade done correctly. So that'll be one of the things there. And again, all the other little touches, such as, you know, the underglow, that'll be a thing that will happen. We'll obviously look at getting the purging done, whether that be NOS or something else. Obviously, we've got to think about retrospectively because we probably won't use it as much. So that could be a thing. And yeah, obviously, you know, we'll go into the interiors, start decking that out a little bit so that it looks exactly like Brian's car, essentially. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video on the walk around of this car. It's absolutely stunning. Obviously, it's a very iconic car, as I've mentioned throughout this whole video. I can't wait to do this build alongside Ryan and the team. This is going to be one of our best builds, hopefully, of this collection once it's all said and done. So obviously, stay along for the ride, stay along for the journey. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, comment, let me know what you think of the car and our plans. And what you would do, or, you know, other things we should look for in terms of parts. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video, and that will be probably on one of our other collection cars that we have. So again, let me know which one you'd like to see next. Take care.